Do my usual news watch on YouTube, my daily news watch, and I'm on the Kaiser Report, Hackers and Pirates. Thankfully, somebody had thumbed up this comment. H-Con-Res 107, Obama's impeachment has been lodged by Congressman Walter Jones on March 7th, 2012. And that is a fact. Obama has been impeached. Now, to be impeached just means that he's been accused. He's been accused of crime. So now it's up to the Congress to hear the accusation, to give hearing to it, and to make a determination as to what to do about the crimes that Obama is accused of, which in these articles of impeachment that have been submitted, Congressman Jones is accusing Obama of making war without a proper congressional declaration. And I went to Mr. Jones' website. This is Congressman Walter B. Jones, serving North Carolina's 3rd District. That's the man right there. And he's got this search feature on his website. I had to scroll right to the bottom of the page to find this. Search by word or phrase, high crimes. And when I entered that, it brought me to the Congressional Register. Bill text, 112th Congress, 2011, 2012, Thomas, Library of Congress. So, let's see, thomas.loc.gov. It's a government website that is all of the bills that have been submitted that have the words high crime in it. And then this is the one that we're looking for right here. Expressing the sense of Congress that the use of offensive military force by a president without prior and clear authorization of an act of Congress constitutes an impeachable high crime, yada yada yada. And this is just the blurb of Bill. And I found an article somewhere out here. I got this article. There we go. I'm gonna have to open it again. Should take just a second. Text article here. I'll read to you the full text of this historical document that has been submitted by Walter Jones, North Carolina Congressman. H-Con 107, IH, 112th Congress, 2nd Session, H-Con-Res, Resolution, Honorable Congress Resolution 107, expressing the sense of Congress that the use of offensive military force by a president without prior and clear authorization of an act of Congress constitutes an impeachable high crime and misdemeanor under Article 2, Section 4 of the Constitution in the House of Representatives, March 7, 2012. Mr. Jones submitted the following concurrent resolution, which was referred to Committee on the Judiciary. So what they did was they sent us to committee, which usually means that they're going to sabotage it. They're going to keep it out of the media. They're going to keep the people of the United States in the dark as to the fact that this has been submitted to the Congress. Impeachment of Obama. Concurrent resolution expressing the sense of Congress that the use of offensive military force by President without prior and clear authorization of an act of Congress constitutes an impeachable high crime and misdemeanor under Article 2, Section 4 of the Constitution, whereas the cornerstone of the Republic is honoring Congress's exclusive power to declare war under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 11 of the Constitution. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives, the Senate concurring, that it is the sense of Congress that, except in response to an actual or imminent attack against the territory of the United States, the use of offensive military force by a president without prior and clear authorization of an act of Congress violates Congress's exclusive power to declare war under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 11 of the Constitution, and therefore constitutes an impeachable high crime and misdemeanor under Article 2, Section 4 of the Constitution. So there you go. What I don't like about it, I don't like that, he didn't detail, what the offense is. It seems like, maybe this is a partial text because it's just an excerpt on a website that's reporting. It's basically a blog, The Wilderness of Mirrors, and it's just an article that is reporting on the text of this bill that was submitted to impeach Obama. Articles of impeachment. And this was submitted on March 7th. Today is March 11th. So this has been submitted to Congress for 5 days, and the only that I heard of this was in one comment on YouTube. It's not like I follow the news every day, and it wasn't even in it wasn't even in any of the alternative news sources that I follow. Although I did find that it was on Infowars. I was trying to find a way to subscribe to Infowars by email the other day, and they didn't have it. And I don't want to go through the bother of installing an RSS feed or feed reader. And they have like one other option. I forget what it is that I didn't feel like going through that to sign up to. Oh yeah, that you got to create an account on there. But yeah, I'm subscribed to Alex Jones on Alex Jones' channel on YouTube, and I don't remember hearing any news of this that Obama has been impeached. And maybe they just get rid of this. That they hold it in committee. They talk to this guy to convince him to shut up about the impeachment, and then they just get away with scrubbing it without even hearing it. Because in committee they're doing this behind closed doors. They're like, the Congress is talking about this. They're trying to keep it secret, and So if they do that, then maybe that one of these congressmen had the nuts to submit impeachment of the president. It will be a warning to the federal government and to the presidents, especially going forward. The next president is Obama or whoever. I got a feeling like it's going to force that Obama not be the next president. That's another thing that this is going to do, is that it's going to limit the capacity of Obama to actually run for the presidency again. In any type of serious fashion. He's not really going to be able to go for it, so he's going to have to. Like the Democrats are basically, that they hide this impeachment means that they're just going to hand the presidency over to the Republicans, and but it will serve as warning to the presidents going forward that they do not have Congress under total control. Unless this guy, maybe he is under control. Maybe he was put up to doing this, by the Rothschilds or something. Maybe the Rothschilds really want, they really want Romney as president. That seems to be what they're trying to engineer. And so, just make sure that Obama, why do they want Romney as president? Just to make sure that Obama, gracefully bows out and does not really hard pursue the presidency. That might be why they would do this. But why does Rothschild want Romney as president? Romney is a goddamn dictator. When I was living in Massachusetts some years ago, I was born and raised in Massachusetts, and I left Massachusetts when I was 17 for boot camp. That I went into the Navy when I was 17, and I celebrated my 18th birthday in boot camp. And the whole time that I was living in Massachusetts, up to when I left when I was 17, I had never been arrested. And when I returned to Massachusetts for an extended duration was shortly after I published against the Congress, and I accused them of mass murder for subsidizing tobacco that was being grown in plutonium-laden fertilizer. And I came to understand that the notion that tobacco was radioactive had been discovered in 1964 by Dr. Dave Moeller, that's spelled M-O-E-L-L-E-R. And he was a Harvard research scientist, and he determined that there are dangerously high levels of radiation in tobacco. That one pack of cigarettes is equivalent to approximately 3 chest x-rays, 2.7 chest x-rays per pack of cigarettes. And how that's being done is they take this ore called coffinite, which is it's heavy with radioactive isotopes, and they bring it to Florida, and they don't properly process the plutonium out of it before they use part of the ore for the phosphorus content to make phosphate fertilizer, which, phosphate is good for growing plants. That's really not disputable, but to leave your phosphorus source tainted with radioactive plutonium and to put that in fertilizer and then to grow tobacco on those fields, as 17 states have legislated that for growing tobacco, phosphate fertilizer must be used, that no other fertilizer is acceptable for tobacco that is going to be sold at market. So, I don't know, 17 states. You know, basically I also accused the legislatures in 17 states as being complicit with this mass murderous industry, and yeah, my life just it turned around from there. That like. I don't know. In the Navy, I had been a sonar tech. When I got out of the Navy, I got some training in PC repair, and then I became a technical support engineer. That I was doing technical support. That I was making almost $15 an hour. You know, I was in my early 20s back then, and I was getting network training. I was training how to administer networks, and I had mastered HTML, so I was able to write web pages. I had mastered a bunch of different software titles, like Photoshop, 3D Studio Max, a bunch of different sound editing softwares, Flash. I had learned to program Flash videos, which means you can like you can make like videos that when people click on the video in certain areas that there's a different thing that happens. So you can make like Flash games or stuff like that with the knowledge that I gained while I was doing this technical support job. And I wasn't supporting any of that type of software, but I was just doing all that research on my own, and the network training was being provided to me by the workplace that I was working for in my after hours. And then I published against Congress, accused of mass murder for subsidizing tobacco being grown in plutonium-laden fertilizer, and then I lost my job. My roommate stole my rent money. A guy told me to take a turn after the turn had already passed, and I ended up bumping a planter, and it broke the radiator of my car. I had to have my car on a trailer behind me, towing my car back to Boston, and there was like several incidents that the trailer got wrecked on the car, or the trailer that was carrying my car got wrecked on the way up to Boston. One incident, the trailer got clipped by an 18-wheeler, and then another incident, there was an oil-slicked road, and there was an accident that happened around a corner on the highway in front of me, and I was sliding because of the oil-slicked road towards this accident scene. And there was already a cop on the scene there, and I didn't have view of them when I was sliding around a corner out of this tunnel, to then come up on to this accident scene. But I ended up sliding into the side wall on the highway. So that ended up further damaging the U-Haul, and put more damage on the trailer. I don't know, then I was attempted run over 8 times, smashed with a car door riding my bike. I'd been riding my bike on the street since I was about 10 years old. I was riding my bike across town, on the streets that, my parents, they would allow me to ride down to the movies. I could ride over to my friend's house that, like, I lived on the side of town and he lived in the center, and, I had never been hit by a car. And then in the course of 6 months, after I got a gym membership and I really started working out really hard, then I got hit by cars on 4 different occasions across a 6-month period, riding my bike on the street. I got arrested. I got arrested a bunch of times. All of that was foreign to me. I'd never been assaulted by deadly weapons, people trying to stab me with knives. I'd never been arrested, cops arresting me left and right. I had never been brutalized by the cops. I got brutalized 5 different occasions. The cops, they would brutalize me for absolutely nothing. I got baton wedgie. While cops were putting a beating on me while I was laying face down with my hands offered behind my back, that they're still pummeling me. Then one of them yells baton wedgie, and then he shoves a baton in my ass crack. And then the judge won't let me sue them over this, telling me that if I attempt to sue the cops, that he will arrest me. He will have me arrested right in his court for trying to solicit from the clerk the paperwork to sue the cops. The clerk told me, I can't give you the paperwork. You gotta see the judge to get the paperwork. I go before the judge, I tell him what's the deal, that, these cops brutalized me, I want the paperwork to sue them, and he tells me that if I insist on suing the cops, that he will have me arrested immediately. So, I don't know, there's just like, another thing, I got denied my right to a jury trial 3 times. I was held in jail and told that I had to, the only way for me to get out of jail was for me to sign a guilty plea, that I didn't have any right to a jury trial, and that I had to sign the guilty plea, and if I sign the guilty plea, then I get out of jail. If I don't sign the guilty plea, then I go back to jail indefinitely. So, I don't know, my life was absolutely, devastated by having published against the Congress. But you know, so you know, I can't even remember how this relates to the articles of impeachment. Let me see. I got onto this off of Congress being guilty, or yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna watch this video and then maybe I'll make another video if the point that I was trying to get at was, you know, so important, because I'll remember what it was I was trying to say before I went off on that tangent. But you know, maybe I'll